This here is my probe, and where I stick the probe right here. So I spray it down with alcohol. Then we're going to cover it with tape. We don't want any bacteria getting in the hole. These bags are a little old. They're like, honestly, like 4 weeks old. I just hadn't had time to make more, and I'm always behind here. So I got to do something rather than nothing. So to make these takes me a couple hours, and then it takes a day to cook. So while I have these, I figured I would just do something here, because all four walls takes a lot of my energy, and I don't want mushrooms to die. So, all right, so we have lion's mane. I have just a fresh needle, and I have 90% isopropyl alcohol. What I do here is I just kind of open the tab, bend it down to the flaps there. Get my hands nice and alcoholed. Alcohol takes about 30 seconds to do its job. Got these little micropore filters, so we're going to spray those down. So inoculated bag, I'm just going to spray alcohol here, because that's where I'm going to inject. So I sprayed it here. Let me move this bag so you can maybe see, zoom up or something. I have these labels I pre-printed. Alright, so now we're going to inoculate lion's mane. We want it real close. This is a laminar flow hood. So I'm going to spray down this, spray down my needle. I pre-make these liquids. We use a potato liquid culture, and I do generation 1s every month or two. So spray down everything here. Be real close to the filter. You notice I didn't talk during the process. We just don't want any potential bacteria. With the needle, if you notice, I put it in one way, I turned it, and I turned it to kind of help spread the liquid around. So this is an inoculated bag. Today is the 27th November. So that's what my label says. This will be ready in maybe 5 weeks. We're going to do the next here with king mushroom. This box here I keep my library of liquid cultures. So we'll find king in here. King. Make sure she is, everything's working for us, yeah. Alright, so same thing. I'm going to open this guy. I don't open it all the way, I just take the two little lips and fold them down. So that way the alcohol can touch that. Tighten up my gloves here. Respray. Okay. So now we'll spray this stuff. Spray the cap of the lid here. This King is pretty old. I made this honestly like 6 months ago. It's way too old. I'm making fresh liquid culture, but it takes about 4 weeks to grow out. So unfortunately I'm using this, and it still is growing, it's just slow. So I might have a weak strain here because I let it go too long. But you gotta do what you gotta do. This is real life. And what else are you gonna do? You know, you gotta do stuff. That is our king and our lion's mane. So what I do is, I don't know how to flip this camera around, if I'm able to. So I keep kind of an inventory here of product. So next what we're going to do is we're going to inoculate our dirt. I just call it dirt. It's hard oak pellets and soybean hull. The whole purpose of all this is kind of a day in the life, you know, like I'm just a business owner trying to make it, and this is what it takes, you know. You gotta hustle, you gotta work. So I took our bags out. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna spray the top of them, because really the bags are sealed. The only vulnerable spot is gonna be here, where potentially the flap, where contaminant potentially could have got in. Alcohol does a pretty good job of killing the bad stuff. We want to let that sit at least 30 seconds. Get my station going here. So I'm going to be doing king mushroom. So this is our grain here. And it's not fully colonized, honestly, but I'm just doing a couple bags, so I'm going to give this a good mix, and it'll get this mycelium kind of spread out a little bit more evenly. I'm only going to be doing this in 3 bags. So this really would make up to 10 bags. I'm only going to be doing it in, I'll do 3 bags. So that way, that's why I don't really mind that it's not fully colonized, because I know some mycelium will get in there. In theory, if I took a single grain of this and put it in here, it would grow out. It would just take a little while. So it's fully mixed up. This is a 0.2 micron bag. Now I'm going to spray things up. I find with most things, just the simpler, the better. This is my bag sealer. So, spray that down. The flow hood kind of makes you feel like you can't do any wrong, because it does such a good job. Like, I possibly could do a lot less spraying, and I'm still going to get a good product. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to rip it open like a milk jug, kind of. I didn't do any talking for the same reason. We just don't want, we want to help contaminate. So what I like to do once I'm done here, I'm just going to check the pressure. This we're just going to set on the ground. I don't want to lean to the ground because I'll get dirty, because my top is clean right now. Or in my hand. So I'm checking the air, make sure we have a little air. Mixing, I'm not going to do too much mixing on camera because it's really noisy. Just kind of broken up a little bit. So I have dirt here, and then I'm going to flip it, and you guys see the grain. So now I'm going to take it and distribute the grain evenly. So I have grain throughout. And now I can take it and do kind of circles. And I'm not going to do too much of that just because of the audio. But that's what I do, is I mix it. So we'll do 3 more lion's mane, and then we'll conclude this thing. And then I'm going to do some cold calling today live. And I don't know how that looks because I'm going to be talking to real people. So for privacy, but I don't really know. We'll just see what happens. So I'm mixing this up. We're kind of breaking it up early. This one was fully colonized. So what I'm doing is making it so the grains aren't like clumps. That when I pour it into a bag, it comes out in individual grains rather than clumps. This is a little bit of a no-no, but I forgot my labels for these, so I need to go out and label these, and then I'm going to come back in. But generally in the lab here, we have a sealed big door over there, flow goods going, so this room's super duper clean. But I'm going to open the door to kind of break that seal. So that's a little bit of a no-no, but we're in real life here, you know. So I've printed these guys. I'm going to kind of re-alcohol. You don't want to get alcohol on the label because it turns it black. And that's what that last run I did, I got a little bit on it. So it's going to be black just a little bit, but you still can read the words. So, alright, so now I've mixed this up, it's pretty good, so I'm going to spray the bag pretty good. And so just because we keep this bag near the door, I really like these pretty clean, because that door potentially has more like contaminant as the door got open and closed throughout the whatever distance. So wiping the bag down, I like to get up in the fold here and get up in there because that's where I'm going to tear it open. And I keep the opening inside the flow hood because this is kind of like a force field. It's real clean air here. So we're going to open it. So let's move things over so you can see. So I just set those on the shelf over there, and then I put the labels on them. If you noticed, that first bag was not working very good. I turned down the timer on the sealer because it was just melting it too much. So I'm going to mix these up. But again, about profit, because that's what we're talking about with this channel. This bag here costs me about $2.50. So that's for the bag, that's for the dirt, I just call it dirt, that's for the grain, that's for the liquid culture, that's for the label, because the labels cost, I forget the exact number, 5 cents each or something, about $2.50 per bag. Each bag will produce about $75 worth of top line. So then we got to figure, other expenses on top of that. But in theory, this is 150, right? And so that's if we sell it all. The main struggle we're having with mushrooms is we're just not selling all the product. So we make a lot of it, and then it just goes bad and we throw it away. So that's the struggle of growing a little business. You have some waste and you have some inefficiencies, but mushrooms is making money, like it's profitable. We have a warehouse that's free for all 4 walls, so it kind of is rent free, and I just really want it to work. I think it's a cool little business, so I keep trying to fight for it, but I just don't have the time to necessarily give it more attention like all 4 walls, but we're trying. And this is a part of the channel, is just the real struggle of real life trying to grow a little business. So anyway, I'm going to mix these up. I'm not going to do that on camera because it's really noisy. And later today, I'm going to do some cold calling with you for all 4 walls. And I really appreciate you guys to get out there and start a business. And I have not lived before. So I need to figure out how to stop this.